SMTN.
How's it going, everybody, and welcome to Shin Megami Tensei Network, link 256. I'm your excellent eating host of eggs, host of the show, let me say host one more time, Spencer Presley. And joining me for this prodigious, prediction-filled podcast is long lost in the guinea pig mines of New Guinea, is Melissa. Don't call me Fatal, call me Fatal. Melissa, how are you doing?
Hi, I'm good. How about you?
I'm a little sad, I'm not gonna lie.
Why are you a little sad?
I am reviewing the hottest RPG of 2022, and for the last maybe 70 hours of the last week plus, I've been playing my PlayStation 3, and not the new hotness.
What's the new hotness?
So I can't actually tell you, so I'll just tell everyone I'm playing Elden Ring, since I can't tell everyone what I'm actually playing. So I'm reviewing Elden Ring, and let me tell you, I want to keep playing Elden Ring, but I'm stupid, and I got an idea in my head, as I mentioned a couple times, of one of my goals for 2022 is I'm going to platinum every Kingdom Hearts game I haven't platinumed yet. And there was one game I hadn't platinumed on the PS3 out of all the Kingdom Hearts games. Do you want to guess what it was?
Dream Drop Distance?
That is only on PS4. You are a fake fan and will be removed.
Birth by Sleep?
Correct. So, do you know what it's like to platinum Birth by Sleep?
It's ridiculous.
You have to 100% the game with every character, and I don't recommend it.
Yeah. Isn't that game when you get the pack of all of them on there, or you just don't have that version?
Well, what do you mean?
Like, there's the pack that's like $20, $30 that you get all the games, and it's like on PS4.
Oh, no, this is
PC.
this is just straight up the disc I have from 2.5, because remember, I'm playing the PS3 version, not the PS4 version.
Oh, because you don't want to buy it again?
No, I already bought it again. I'm planning on platinuming all of them. So I've platinumed 1, Recom, 2, and Melody of Memory. So all that's left for me to do, and I plan on doing this all in a year, Birth by Sleep on PS3, and then all games 1 through 3 on PS4.
Oh. So did you do Birth by Sleep? Oh, you can't do Birth by Sleep on PS4.
No, that's why I have the PS3 still hooked up next to me. And, boy, let me tell you, certain games, when you platinum them, they really teach you a lot of how much do I really like a game. But we're not gonna be here to hear me complain about platinum games when I should be playing other games. But, Melissa, it's been a very hot minute since you've been here, and you're a very bad fan, and you said,
Why am I a very bad fan?
You said, I hate Persona, I'm not playing Shin Megami Tensei 5, I'm only playing Endwalker. That's
not true.
Because I'm a real fan.
That's not true. I've been playing Shin Megami Tensei 5. I just haven't beaten it yet.
That's okay. You're not an insane person and playing like a bajillion hours of it. So, let me see. So you have played, because I'm trying to catch everybody up for anyone who may not follow you still. You passed on Royal, correct though?
Yes, that's true.
Okay. But you did beat P5.
Yeah. That was like July 2017.
You might be like one of the few people I know who beat 5 but didn't beat Royal.
I never bought it either.
Just keeps getting cheaper. There's no rush.
Yeah, I just, when it came out, I thought it was too soon, you know? And, like, it didn't feel too soon for 4 Golden, just because, like, I never beat it on PS2, and it was a long time before that one came out. It was much longer, not like 2 years or something. You know what I mean?
So, what about Strikers? So tell me what your excuse is why you didn't play Strikers.
Because of Final Fantasy XIV.
But you've had a year.
I know I've had a year and I still haven't gotten it.
Did you at least get the PlayStation Plus version?
No, because I still need to get PlayStation Plus again, and I
Wow.
needed to save money.
Need is a very strong word. Like I was talking to this with a friend of like, I like for people like us who like listen to this podcast. Like, I feel like when we do play multiplayer games, it's either very specific cases like with the Final Fantasy 14, or it'll be something free to play like your favorite game of all time, like Call of Duty Warzone or Fortnite. Like
Okay.
where those games you don't need PS Plus to play just because they're free to play.
Right, and I'm on PC with Final Fantasy 14, so I don't really play PlayStation 4 too much, and I canceled PlayStation Plus because I was paying for school. And now that I'm not paying for school,
would you say you're a PC gamer now?
I mean, I guess so.
So, like, well, I'm saying, like, in terms of when you play, like, when's the last time you booted up your PS4?
To actually play a game? I don't know. A long time ago, maybe 4 months ago.
That's interesting. So, I guess what was the game, though?
I think I was either playing Nier or I was playing Tales of Vesperia.
Okay, but you at least played, Nier Replicant, I assume, right?
Yeah, I didn't beat it completely, but yeah, I have it and I played some of it.
Okay, so then my other question is, because I forget about this, how much do you play your Switch, then?
Like right now, I've been playing it like every day, maybe
For
every other
Pokemon?
day. Yeah, Pokemon and trying to do some more in SMT5.
So, I want to get I want to dive into SMT5, but I'm so
Okay.
early into Pokemon. Like, I literally bought Pokemon the day it came out, and I played it for Friday night, and I haven't touched it since.
Yeah, I kind of been playing Pokemon in the morning before I go to work because I have a friend who's on third shift, and we play together on Discord. And I bought a capture card a couple of weeks ago, and I just kind of stream it and things like that. So I stream it on Twitch and I stream it on Discord.
So, how many hours would you say you were into Arceus?
Maybe 10, maybe a little less. Do you want me to check?
Oh, no,
Because
you're
I
good.
can check.
So, like, I'm maybe 3 hours into the game. Like, I'm really, really, really early. But
I'm
so,
let's see.
But I was gonna say though,
have
because
no idea.
you know how I feel about Pokemon. I'm very hard to impress.
Yeah, and you didn't play Sword and Shield, did you?
No, because I'm a Chad. I don't play those.
You're a
beta,
Chad, and you
I
don't like
don't play
those.
those beta boy games.
Yeah.
Like, so my thing is, I haven't bought a new Pokemon game on launch in 10 years. Do you know what the last Pokemon game I bought on launch day was?
X and Y.
No. It was a DS game. It was
Black and white,
Pokemon.
too?
No. Pokemon Conquest.
Oh, that's not even a mainline Pokemon game.
I mean, neither is Legends, technically.
Well, it's better than anything mainline that has came out in the last 10 years-ish.
So,
Maybe not 10 years, 5 years.
So since you're a big Poke whiz and everything for it, did you play Sword and Shield and Shining Diamond Brilliant Boys?
No, I did not buy Shining Diamond or Brilliant, other way around. I didn't buy the BDSP games because of Endwalker. Didn't have any time, and SMT as well.
Mm-hmm.
They tried to get as much SMT5 in as possible before Endwalker came out, but I was not able to beat it, and then I just kind of took a month off from SMT5. Yeah, I did get Shield, but I did not buy any of the DLC.
So my whole thing with this is I'm going from the last Pokemon game I played, which I actually enjoyed, even though I haven't beaten it, with Let's Go Eevee.
Mm-hmm.
So imagine going from Let's Go Eevee to this, and I'm like, whew, glad I waited this long.
Mm-hmm. I think the Let's Go Eevee and Pikachu are pretty fun.
I would say they are the best. If you wanted a traditional Pokemon game, I would say those are the most fun. Because everything I've seen of Sword and Shield and Brilliant Diamond and Pearl, I'm like, it's fine, but like there wasn't any like I'm not nostalgic for Gen 4.
Mm-hmm.
Sword and Shield visually and gameplay wise did nothing for me, whereas at least Let's Go is like it changes things a little bit, but it's like pick it up, play with the child, have some fun by yourself, do whatever. But
Yeah.
I need to start giving you the easy questions. So the last thing I'm going to say about Arceus: who was your starter, and did you pick the correct choice?
Cyndaquil?
Good, that is the correct choice. Good job.
Yeah, everybody else I know has picked Cyndaquil.
Is it? I wonder what it says. Like, my guess is if you don't pick Cyndaquil, you're just younger. Because my guess is all the old fans who are like nostalgic for Gold and Silver, like you and me, like that's why I go to Cyndaquil.
Well, Gold was my first Pokemon game, so that's why I picked Cyndaquil. And I got people who have made separate files so they can have different starter Pokemon.
So
but that's a lot of work.
To not make this the Pokemon cast, my last question for you is this right now.
Mm-hmm.
If you had to describe your experience in 5 separate words, they don't have to be like a sentence. I want you to pick 5 words that describe how you feel about Pokemon Legends right now.
Okay. Terrifying. Because there was a giant parasect and it tried to sap my health and I was pretty far away from it. Let me think. I can't say the graphics are amazing, but...
They're Switch good.
They're Switch good. Fun. Just because you could just catch as many Pokemon as pretty much want, and you can craft all the Pokeballs, and it doesn't really cost any money, because all you have to do is use your Pokemon to get some apricorns, and you can make a whole bunch of Pokeballs, and just throw Pokeballs, and just hit them from behind, hit them from the front, battle them, all this. It's like, there's no pressure, like, to go to gyms or anything like that. And I guess scary. Not terrifying and scary are like the same thing. You can't even go in the water for 5 seconds without drowning.
I just learned there's no swimming in the game, which I find equally hilarious.
Well,
as well
you
as
can't swim on
terrifying.
your own. You have to swim with the Pokemon, which I haven't unlocked yet. I've only unlocked one of the ride Pokemon, which was the Weirdeer. That's the first one. It's actually interesting. Like, the story is actually interesting. Like, it's happening in a way that I didn't think it would, and a way that I know a lot of people didn't expect to.
I will say, surprisingly, the quickest starting Pokemon I've played in a very long time.
Yeah.
Like, it's almost like they're like, we know, just get into it.
Just let's go. We know that you've had like a bad time with this series for a while, and let's just go.
Controversial opinion, I forget his name.
Who?
Is the first guy you meet in the world, is he the ugliest professor in Pokemon history?
Yes. Like, a lot of them are really hot.
Like, I thought that was just a thing. It's like, oh, all the Pokemon professors are really bangable. But, like, this guy is easily, like, the...
So you're saying Oak is bangable?
He's got Dilf in it. Well, not Dilf. He's got, he's got, like, Grandpa Dilf.
I mean, are we, like, rating the professors, like, on a S-A-B scale? Like, yeah, I guess he's maybe, like, a C, B...
I'm just saying, is there anyone who you would think of as, like, a Pokemon professor who's worse looking than this guy?
Not really. I mean, Elm is kind of, like, lanky.
By the way, thank you, Polygon, for hottest Pokemon professors being a list.
Oh my god,
so,
for real?
Number 3... kind of similar vibes to... I already forget his name, but, like, again, I'm very early into it. Professor Birch.
Yeah.
Professor Birch is not insulting to the eyes, though. Like, there's a community who I could see liking Professor Birch. Whereas, like, this guy, I'm like, I need...
Oh, yeah, he's like the... Kind of like a Dilf. Kind of like a bear.
Yeah, so it's like I could believe someone being like, "Oh yeah, he's hot." And they'll be like, "Okay."
Yeah.
Whereas like I see this guy and
He's
I'm like,
got his fans.
I gotta find like I'm genuinely sure that even as popular as Pokemon is, I'm like I don't think anyone's drawn any Rule 34 of this guy. It's like they're not in a hurry.
Oh, but the commander guy though.
So,
Yeah.
Don't mind me. I'm just googling that right now and deleting everything.
Do you want one more word? Because I can't think of anything else.
Give me one more.
Oh my god. Cute. Because I finally got an Eevee and now I'm happy. But I haven't evolved it yet because I haven't decided. Because I probably want an Umbreon or Espeon.
Alright, so enough about these baby games. I gotta talk about
enough
the big
about
boy games.
these baby games. You gotta talk
how
about the big boy games.
How far are you into SMT5? You can just say hours.
I can say spoilers. Okay.
No.
So there's like the flaming demon thing. It was like Cert or whatever, and it had a sword, and it burned the city. That part.
Have you gotten past Cert, or have you met Cert?
No. It just showed the cutscene.
Okay.
And then I did the I guess it's a mini boss with is Ishtar on it or Isis? It was Isis and Oberon and one other. And I did that. And then after that, I got my butt kicked by some trash Pokemon. Some trash demons. So I got my butt kicked there. And so I haven't played since, but I saved before. So that battle is beaten. So yeah, there was the cutscene and then I beat that boss, and I haven't done anything since. And I'm pretty sure I'm right before the boss with Nua's like lapdog guy. Yakumo. Yeah, that's the next boss battle probably.
So I gotta let you know. Oh no, here. This will be more fun. How far do you think you are? Like if you had to think percentage-wise.
70 or 80.
Okay, good news. There's a lot more left. So the last area you go to, like so you're in 3 of 4 open areas.
Oh, okay.
The fourth open area is actually bigger than all 3 combined. Like it's enormous. It's really really big. I would say you're
60?
honestly at this point. I would I'd say like a little over half. You're a little over halfway done. So what are you thinking about it so far? Like, have you been enjoying it? Like, it's got to be weird bouncing from Pokemon Legends to SMT5. Although it is interesting probably to compare their open world design.
Yeah, I definitely think SMT5 looks a lot better than Pokemon does. Lots of effort put into it. The battle system's really great. The story's okay. It's not like SMT4 quality.
Have you been spoiled on anything, or are you still spoiler free?
Not really. I think there's like some screenshots I saw, but they may have been like DLC screenshots. But I haven't been spoiled on anything really. I mean, I listened to some music, but that doesn't make any difference.
Who's your favorite character in the cast?
Oh yeah, I was spoiled on one thing, but I don't know how it happens. I forgot. I don't know. 'Cause that one chick died and left. Like, that was like, okay, bye. And I thought that their friend from school who got possessed by Lamu, I thought she'd be sticking around longer, but like...
I need to start making some memes, because you know the voice of Lamu is also the voice of Glamrock Freddy from the new Five Nights at Freddy's game.
I didn't even know there was a new Five Nights at Freddy's game.
It shows that you and me are on 2 very different sides of TikTok. Let me tell you.
I don't even go on TikTok. I go to Facebook and I see the TikToks, or YouTube and see the TikToks.
Let me just tell you, though, if you think there's a lot of videos for We Don't Talk About Bruno, just wait and imagine how many Five Nights at Freddy's TikToks there are because of the new Five Nights at Freddy's game from last, year.
Still?
Well, it released like late January, and the whole thing with
okay.
it is it's not like a normal Five Nights at Freddy's game. It's like a first person, like exploring this like 80s Chuck E.
Oh,
Cheese.
that's cool.
But the thing is, all the animatronics, much like the Pokemon professors, way too fuckable. They're all very bangable. Like if you
Oh,
if you just look up like Five Nights at Freddy's security breach, you're gonna be very surprised how many people turned into furries because of these weird like animatronic like crocodiles.
Yep.
So yeah, that's what you're missing out on PlayStation 5 land. You could be playing the hot.
Is it
hot
on
new...
PC too?
It is on PC. I think it's like 80
Well, there you
gigs
go.
on PC.
Holy shit. Is that... I don't know how big Endwalker and Final Fantasy is,
Endwalker
but...
has got to be bigger. There's no way... Like, I'm imagining... Because I don't even have it installed. I've got to imagine 14's like almost 200 gigs. That's
yeah,
what
I'm
gotta
sure.
imagine.
At that point. Yeah, I do like SMT5, and I think it is worth the wait. But it just feels like the story is just kind of missing something, you know? It just doesn't seem like there's enough, like, cutscenes, maybe? I don't know. There isn't, like, long cutscenes, and I'm glad there isn't, like, long cutscenes, but it just feels like the characters aren't super, super fleshed out. You know? I don't know. I forgot. Was it Dazai? Is that the one with the glasses and the I don't know what his name is.
Atsuda has the glasses. Dazai is the blonde kid.
Okay, I mean Atsuda. He seems interesting. But Dazai, I know a spoiler about him.
No.
But that's about it.
So, yeah, obviously I'm not going to get into it just because many people are still like you and are still slowly making their way through it.
Yeah.
I though, like, it's funny, like, the farther we get away, because, like, some people have been, like, pushing back on SMT5, like, see, it wasn't good, it was bad.
I saw a thumbnail for a video that someone was like, it was so bad. I didn't even want to watch it because I don't want it to ruin me, you know? I feel like I might go back and watch people's videos later, but some people are just like, it's so bad, it's so horrible. I don't know. I just can't watch them right now.
Here's my thing. If SMT5 is the worst game you've played last year, that was a pretty good year for games.
I don't think it's the worst game I played last year.
Oh, I know, but I'm like saying, like, it's such a good RPG at its core. Like, even with all of its problems, it's like, it's still a great RPG. it's like I'm thinking of, like, what if these people actually played, like, bad RPGs? Like, there's some pretty bad RPGs that came out last year that, like, it's like, yeah, it might not be your favorite Atlus game or whatever, but, like, at its core, it is very funny. Especially because I remember I got pulled, actually, probably the video you're talking about, I had tweets of mine pulled from it for, like, look at these people. They're pulling, like, they're tweeting about anything they can to jerk this game off. And my things were, I like the cast, I like playing the game, I like the music, I like this is my favorite RPG of last year. It's like, it's not like it's just so funny because I remember someone used this, like, picture for me once. I forget who it was, but someone, like, took that picture of SpongeBob when he's on his knees eating the dog food. And he's like, here's Spencer with Atlus games. And I'm like, I would hope that's me. Why would I do this every week if I didn't like these games?
Yeah.
I mean, because, like, well, it's kind of funny because I was talking to Daryl about this recently. Because did you hear that Final Fantasy Union ended, the podcast?
It ended? No, I did not. What happened? They
kept asking for you to come on, and you never showed up. So
they never asked me ever. I don't know what you're talking about. I mean,
they just kept waiting. They were like that little Shiba dog in Tokyo. They were like, "Where's Melissa on the podcast?" So they've gotten progressively, probably harsher and harsher on Square Games, and it was funny of, like, talking about it of, like, it's not really that fun if you're really into something to just listen to someone be like, this sucks. This will be bad.
They were just really being salty about everything, even 14?
It's a different thing. Well, you have to remember, they don't play 14, so, like...
I thought they did before, but not anymore, I guess.
like, okay, so it's like they don't play 14 like the way people who play 14 play
Right,
14.
they're parents,
Like,
so.
yeah, so it's like they've got other things to juggle. Like,
Mhm.
they like 7 Remake, obviously, but then they have, like, a couple issues with other things. They didn't love Near Replicant. And so it's one of those things of, like,
They didn't love it, but
they said
Lauren
they liked the
loves
original
Nier.
more. She said she liked the
Oh,
original more. So
okay,
it's
that's
one
fair.
of it's one of those funny things though, like for me of like because like I will say this, I'm very positive about these games in general, but it's like the quickest way to show me you don't listen to this show or whatever I say is if you think I'm
Mhm.
just like a blind fanboy, because like I complain all the time. Like I complain
Yeah.
all like a good example is how excited are you for the Ultimax release next month?
What about the Ultimax release? Sorry.
Like how excited are you for it?
Not really, because I'm planning on playing King of Fighters.
So here's this: if that was like, because like, doesn't it just seem like that game is basically being sent out to die next month in terms of like
Yes.
digital only, have fun, goodbye.
Yeah, kind of just seems like they just decided, hey, people want this game, right? Okay, yeah, do something easy. Digital only? Okay, yeah, cool. Great, ship it. That's it.
So that's what like there are tons of things that you can complain about with it, but it's like
Mm-hmm.
I just find it so funny of like. If you really hate SMT5, that's fine. Your opinions are totally valid. I just love when I hear people be like, I don't know, dude. It's probably like one of the worst games I've ever... Like, I no joke. I was in a Discord call, and I heard somebody say this, and I had to, like... I was just laughing at how serious they were being for this. And you probably, like, know them, too. They were like, SMT5 is the worst game Atlus has ever made. And I'm like, that...
Do I know this person?
You're probably aware of them, but it was just so funny. Of like they were just like, "This is the worst game Atlus has ever made." Like, dude,
Are you kidding me?
It was like they need to just stop making games after SMT5, and I'm like, dude, come on.
Okay, tell me later who this person is, because they gotta get throw some hands at them.
It was just so funny to me. Of like, there are so many other worse things that you could be doing with your time, but it's like, hey,
Yeah.
if this is the one thing you want to die on, go for it. But it is always just so funny to me of like, I don't know, because I can understand coming at it from like a fanboy perspective,
Mhm.
but I always wonder like, why are you someone who likes to play a lot of these if your overall opinion on a large amount of the series is overly negative? Because then when you think, well, if you really hated it, wouldn't you
Why did you
like,
stop
wouldn't-
playing it?
Yeah, like, wouldn't you stop playing... Like, think about it. If you hated Final Fantasy 16 and didn't play... Sorry, if you hated Final Fantasy 15
Right.
and you didn't play 16, no one's going to be like, why didn't you play it? And it's just
Yeah.
one of those things of like, well, hey, if you're not a fan, you're not a fan. That's fine. But it is one of those... It is one of those funny ones of like... It's interesting to always get other people's opinions, but at a certain point you do have to like wonder, because it's like... I wouldn't, because even like for me, going back to Kingdom Hearts, I love Kingdom Hearts. I'm playing way too much of it to platinum this game. At no point am I like, I hate doing this. It's just, it's very long. It's like it's a very different kind of
thing. I mean, you can skip.
Mm-hmm.
I guess it makes it less tedious.
So, one of just those like funny things of like, things I always think about of like, yeah, I would say if I played something and I really hated it, I would maybe talk about it for a week, and then I'd move on.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
But, we're unfortunately past the week, and we're past our very long introduction that I don't even know how long we've already been talking for so far.
We've been talking for about 40 minutes.
And that's a good, that's a hot, spicy take
Probably
right there.
less than that, because we probably started recording about maybe
That's true.
5 or 10
There's at least 20 minutes of guinea pig talk somewhere in there.
minutes.
So, Melissa, we are on the verge. We're now in February. As you know, February is known for one special holiday. And it's not Valentine's Day. No, not Valentine's Day. No.
Good.
This is a single person's podcast. We only talk about
Me.
Persona events.
The single person's podcast. All right.
So, what does a single person do? They wait every day and wonder, what the heck is Atlus's next Persona 25th anniversary announcement going to be? Because in December, they announced February is the next day for announcements and our next live streams and videos and stuff. So, I brought you on so that we could predict what are our guesses of, specifically, what do we want them to announce or talk about, and what do we not want them to announce and talk about? So, Melissa, we're now in the February, so we have to be like all the other people on YouTube who don't know what else to do with their free time and make predictions. So, I will let you go first because you were the guest of honor. Let's start with what do you don't want to see? Like, what is the one thing you're like, geez, please, everybody at Atlus, don't.
Well, everybody
show this.
keeps begging and begging for Persona 5 on Switch.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, I don't know. I think it shouldn't happen because it's probably going to run like crap on Switch.
Really? You think it would run bad on Switch?
I don't know.
That's an interesting take. Like, my thing is this: P5 is a PS3 game in my eyes, so it's like I think a toaster could run the P5.
I guess, but like also they're being really annoying about it, and I'm just like, oh, Atlus is just gonna like listen to them because, I mean, the more they do it, wouldn't you like not want it to happen?
The thing
the
thing that makes it weird is never can it happen, because it can run it. It's more of a who's going to port it, and then also a lot of it is tied up into, well, Sony paid it to be an exclusive, and it does, like, there's still value in that being exclusive. Like, if you want to play Persona 5, PlayStation 4 and 5 being the home of that still has value to Atlus and Sony's relationship.
So that's probably why it won't be coming even to PC. And I think it might come to PC eventually.
Oh yeah, PC's a given.
But
my wonder is always kind of like this one of, what do you charge for that?
Yeah, because they obviously would have to bring out Royal, but like, you know, because they're putting out like Kingdom Hearts, you know, with the Wi-Fi version, and like, what is it, like 80, 70 bucks? 90 bucks? Yeah. What are you gonna charge, like $59.99 for a game that's like 2 years old at this point, almost like 3 years old?
It's a double-edged sword, because it's like, well, its value on PlayStation is like you can get Royal for like $20 easily.
Yeah.
Same thing with Strikers. Strikers is kind of like more around like the 2030, but like they literally just gave it away for free last month. So both of those games lost their value very, very quickly. So, but then I think Atlus looks at themselves like a Square, where they're going to treat it like Final Fantasy VII, where when it finally does come to another system, they're like, boom, $70, let's go.
Oh.
Melissa, I'm sorry I've never asked you this. You're a fellow cheapskate. How do you feel about $70 video games? Like, I don't mind. If a game proves that it's worth it, like Final Fantasy VII Remake, I'm like, give it to me. $70, let's go.
Well, I got it on PS4, so it wasn't like $70, and I eventually want to get it on PC just because I don't have a PS5, so I can play all the extra things.
Oh, the Yuffie DLC is so good.
Yeah, but I don't know. I feel like it's too much, but then I've heard like in the past, like games on like SNES or I don't know, like they were way more expensive, like Atari games or something.
Back in the day, like Chrono Trigger was like almost $100.
Yeah, I mean, I guess if you think of it that way, we do have it easy, but like the fact that we went many years with games being like $49.99 and then $59.99 and now they're $69.99, it's like it's kind of weird, but like still we have it easy compared to how it was in the 80s and 90s, you know. Yeah, so I mean, at least there's that, but like they keep raising the prices, and you know, I want a game that's like gonna give me my money's worth. But if it's just gonna be like a game that I'm gonna be playing for like 10 hours, then I'm probably gonna be waiting for a sale, you know.
Here's a great example of why waiting can definitely be a good thing. So, like just last week, MLB The Show, Sony's baseball game, they just announced the cover athlete for MLB The Show 22 this year. Did you see who the cover athlete is, by the way?
No.
It is a guy whose name is Show, and the game's called is MLB The Show, and the main primary color this year is red. So let me just tell you, the Show memes write themselves. But one of the interesting things, so that's a game where if you play it on PS5 or Xbox, is $70.
Okay.
The one that came out last year was also $70. I bought the one from last year on eBay with free shipping.
Okay.
$9.99 sealed, brand new.
Hmm.
So it is one of those things where it's like, yeah, you can always complain about a game really up front, but like as long as you know it's always going to go down, like who's it harming?
Right.
So I want to ask you a couple of things of, do you think this was worth 70? Do you think Final Fantasy VII with all of its DLC is worth 70?
No.
Do you
I mean,
think
especially
Demon
for me
Souls,
who's
the
already
remake,
bought it. How much is Demon Souls?
that was 70 launch?
I guess. I mean, for somebody who hasn't played it before, that's probably worth it. But I probably wouldn't have made it more than like 50.
Because, like, I'm going to be honest with you. Like, if you're asking me, Spencer, if the next Persona game, like the mainline Persona game, that's 100% going to be a $70 game. There's no way that's not.
Yeah. Because it's probably going to be like PS5 exclusive or whatever.
God, you would hope so at this point. But yeah, like you look at this stuff like the new Spider-Man, Wolverine, Horizon is another great example of like all of those. I'm like, I believe you're worth $70. So like, I'm totally fine with that. So I forgot why we even got here. So your thing you don't want to see. You do not want to see a Switch port to P5, correct?
No. Because I'd rather see it on PC than Switch.
So then what do you want to see announced this month? Like, and not what do you want to see, what do you think that will actually be shown? Like, what's realistic you want them to announce? So, like, you can't just, like, pull Persona 6 out of your butt.
No. Like, it would be nice if they did P1 and P2 remasters, like, completely remastered with, like, all new voice acting and all new graphics.
Sorry, Troy Baker, we're kicking you out. You talked about NFTs too much. We gotta get you out
about
of here.
NFTs too much. Replacing you with Matthew Mercer. He's officially the cooler Troy Baker.
Dude, they can't. I bet you right now, if you wanted to hire somebody, Matthew Mercer is 100% harder to, like, more expensive than Troy Baker.
It's pretty sad.
Actually, did you ever hear like his reasoning behind the whole NFT thing was just literally because he needed money? He was like, I don't know where my next paycheck's coming from, so I better do this.
Really?
Which, like, is sad if that's true, but I don't believe that's true.
Oh.
Because, like, he
That's
just seems...
good.
He still seems like such, like, a well-known name. I can't imagine... Troy Baker wants to be in your game, and someone's like, no, thank you.
He's too problematic, huh?
Well, no. Because I mean, before this, like my only reasoning I can imagine someone not asking Troy Baker to come back. Like a great example is what was it? He was in Tales of Vesperia.
Yeah, didn't he get replaced?
He got the new lines in Tales of Vesperia HD. He was not asked to come back, and the reason I had always heard for that was because he was too expensive.
Oh.
That was actually one of the funny things. I was amazed that he was brought back for Catherine Full Body, because I was like, that was like the last notable thing Troy Baker did in my brain. But no, so with the remasters, are we going off the PS1, off the PSP? How do you want to remaster this?
I mean, I think that completely remastered, like, kind of maybe trying to look like SMT5 graphics, you know?
That's a remake. That's not.
That's a remake.
That's a remake.
That's what I'm trying to say.
If you're putting them in Unreal Engine 4 or 5, yeah, that's just a full-on ass.
That's
remake.
a remake. But if we could get like just ports of the PSP versions, that would be good. But also include the original PS1 audio, because I've heard people say that they don't like the PSP soundtrack, you know? And I think that would be nice just to give them both soundtracks if they want to use them. Yeah. But especially since we didn't even get the PSP version of Innocent Sin, they just were like, oh, hey, here's the PS1 version on PS3. Sorry, we couldn't do it. PSP's dead.
It always makes me wonder if they do finally do Eternal Punishment, since we didn't get it. I wonder how they would handle doing the voice acting for that. Like, do they just get everybody back?
Possibly.
So
or just redo it.
But then, see, then it's weird, because then you're going from the cast, like, the cast who's in Eternal Punishment, like, do you try to voice match the Innocent Sin one, or are you just like, whatever, just throw it in there?
I guess maybe whatever, throw it in there, or just do something new, you know? Do the best you can to get everybody back.
I gotta look into this now, because now I'm, like, actually really, really curious of, like,
who's all in there and who's actually still doing stuff.
Yeah, who's still doing stuff from the PSP remake of Innocent Sin? I'll be looking into that for us. So that's interesting. So let's like dive into like the nerdy aspect of it though. So what systems do you want it on, and how much do you think it'll cost?
I think Switch would be good, definitely. PS5, PS4, maybe PC. But I feel like Atlus might not be able to swing that money. But if it's just the main ones, like PS4, PS5, and Switch would be good. Depending on how much they can do. I mean, as long as it's not like, I don't think it should be $60. I think like $39.99 or $49.99 would be fine. Like if it was like a 2-pack for both games, and then maybe they would do one as well, but I think doing either would be great.
So I just realized that I forgot so many of the people who are in the cast of Persona 2 on PSP. It's kind of hilarious. Do you remember Bryce Papenbrook is June?
He still does stuff. He's probably kind of expensive. I don't know how expensive he would be, but he's definitely on the higher side of stuff. That's a good question.
Now. I feel like Bryce Papenbrook should be more expensive. I actually talked to him recently. He was doing a Twitter space, ironically, about NFTs.
Oh boy.
And no, it was interesting because I was talking to him about stuff where I feel like he'll do anything. Like
he will.
He's in a lot of big roles, but I feel like he's super easy to like get in stuff. At least like if you know who to ask, because it's like he's known for like Attack on Titan, but like he'll also do Danganronpa. He'll also do Sword Art Online. Like he's in a bajillion things.
Yeah, totally.
But like I think he would be pretty easy to get in. Like the only ones that I'm like a little more iffy on are like some of the like people who I'm like Stephanie Sesh, who played Lisa.
I don't remember. Stephanie Shea or Stephanie Sesh?
Oh, I probably butchered her last name. Sheh. It's probably Shea, and I butchered it.
Yeah.
No, she's still doing. Oh, of course, I should have known her. Wow, I like just played a game she's in. She's Saori from Judgment or Judge Eyes.
Oh, okay. I haven't played that one yet.
But yeah, so she's still doing a whole bunch of stuff. So, so yeah, like most of the cast, I think would be pretty easy to get. You know, someone like I totally forgot about. What is Keith Silverstein doing?
Let me look.
He's always doing a bunch of stuff, but I feel like you never hear people talk about him. He was in SMT5 though, but you've not met him yet. He was Odin.
Oh, I haven't met him yet.
Yeah, Keith does a bunch of stuff, but I don't think he's had like a. I don't think he's had like a huge. He was
in The Way of the House Husband. I didn't see that yet. Near Replicant, additional voices.
Cookie Rush Kingdom. How can I forget? It's always Cookie Rush Kingdom.
Oh.
If I ever get to talk to Keith, my first thing is going to be this: Keith, I love a lot of the work you do. But I have such beef with his one role in Genshin Impact, where I think he is so miscast as Zhongli, it physically upsets me.
Okay.
But you don't play Genshin, which is weird. I feel like you
would
like
I don't.
Genshin.
Yeah, I'm just not really that interested in it.
Have you tried it?
No. I don't know. It just doesn't appeal to me. The character design just...
Really?
I don't know. Also, I also play Final Fantasy, so that takes up a lot of my time as well.
You're already juggling like a family of 13 with that, so. But no, that's interesting for the So I think the cast would be easy. The only weird part would be like would that happen at all for it. But no, that's always one where, like, I want that to happen. I believe it's going to happen. I just don't think it's anytime soon. I would love them to start the year with that, but, like, I think even other evidence about why that's not going to be the case is, did you see, like, Atlus Twitter posted the opening to Persona 1 on YouTube and social and everything, and before they posted it, their social media person was like, hey, don't freak out about this. This is literally just us posting this because it's the anniversary. This has nothing to do with anything. Please don't look into this too hard.
Yeah, right.
Well, no, like that's honest though. Like, they're literally just doing it in the way like how Sega's a Twitter account will be like, "Hey guys, did you know 18 years ago Shadow the Hedgehog dropped a sick fat beat on this level?" And then, like, it's just like it's just nostalgia posting. Whereas like Atlus doesn't really do that, and with it being an anniversary year and the announcements coming up so soon, someone could look at them posting about that and being like, "Oh my god, they're going to re-release Persona 1." Which, like, I don't think you warn people not to get excited if you have an announcement coming this month, you know?
Yeah.
But no, now we have to do the hard part. I have to think of two. You know, it's funny, I've been, like, not actually thinking about it all that much. I'll tell you right now, the thing I don't want to get announced, I'm not going to do the easy thing and do NFTs as my don't. I don't want to see a mobile game. I know a mobile game's going to get announced, but I just don't. I hope they know.
I don't want that.
Because, like, they've not really had a everyone is hyped announcement yet. The first announcement was a totally wet fart. The second announcement was cool for Ultimax fans, but has proven to be pretty forgettable, and the game's not even out yet. So, I hope that they can get, like, a good medium to cool big push for their third one, but I'm also, like, just don't make it phone-related. Even if it's, like, the coolest phone game ever, please don't make it a phone game.
Oh, yeah.
Even though I'm very ready for a phone game to be happening this year. So, the one I do want to see, I think now's the time to just announce something. So this is weird. So one of the big reasons people had to stick up their butt about Ultimax was it's not Persona 4 Golden. But then in my brain, why would you release Persona 4 Golden on consoles if you just released SMT5?
True.
Like
that just makes sense because
you want to space them out. Yeah. So my thing is this, where I don't think you announce Persona 3 and 4 before Ultimax, because then it's going to overshadow it. So
yeah,
I think
you should come out, like, if they do, maybe like towards the end of the year.
So I'm going to say you announce something totally out of left field that's still anniversary related, but it's not like going to steal attention away or be a mainline game. I think now is the time, like, for February, I think it would be perfect if they finally did a Persona Q collection in HD. Just get 1 and 2, put it on everything.
Either that, or maybe not Persona. Either that, it's Persona, it's not SMT.
Yeah.
Damn it.
So yeah, like, because my whole thing with that is, they've already shown that they can put those assets in HD and it still looks good. Like, those Q models still look really, really good and running in HD. The only thing that they would have to do, but it would be a really big thing, kind of going back to Persona 2, is if they dubbed Q2, that would be huge. Like, that would make so
was that not?
No, yeah, because that was a 2019 game. That was Japanese only. So
gotcha.
Even though we got a release over here, there was only a Japanese dub. So I think now would make the most sense, because not everyone's going to jump into Persona Q, but if you bundle both together, you're going to get a lot of people playing it for the first time on Switch and PlayStation. I could see that collection only coming to Switch, but, like, there's nothing that would keep it to Switch exclusive, so I would like it to come everywhere. But I think that's a good way of releasing something that plays different, because those play like a very different first-person dungeon crawling kind of game. Whereas you could give someone Persona 3, they could play Persona 5. You could give someone Persona 5 and then give them SMT 5. Like there's a good through line there. Whereas like these are such a different experience. I don't think you're stepping on anyone's feet. Like no one's going to ignore SMT5 because Persona Q's out now, you know?
Yeah.
Whereas if you released Persona 4 in December, a month after SMT5, it would 100% steal sales.
Right. That makes sense to me.
But now here's the hard part. What do you charge for both of those games? I would say $60
which one would
if you're
come?
doing
Which
both.
one? Which one would you release, though? Would you release
Both. Has to be both.
Fez or just regular Persona 3?
Oh, no,
portable.
sorry. I'm saying for Q. How much do you charge for the Q collection? I think people would be mad at it, but I'm like, I think because those games are long, 60 seems fair for 2.
Yeah. I wouldn't do any more than 50 or 60.
50 would be a good sweet spot if they add. Oh no, here. There's 3 caveats. If you add a dub, 60, no problem. 50, if there's a dub, you want to be really, really cool. If there's no dub and it's just a straight port, $40.
Okay. Yeah, that's fair. I'm still wondering, like, what would they do about, the bottom screen and everything? Because, like, I was thinking, hopefully someday we can get both SMT4 games, like, ported to Switch. Or,
that's such a harder game to bring, though, because those assets are so low resolution.
Yeah.
Like, SMT4 and Apocalypse, I think, are the most ready. Not ready. They're actually probably the least ready out of the DS games, because honestly, I think if you put Devil Survivor 1 and 2 on a modern system and just HD'd them a little bit, not even remastering anything, I think those still look good because of the pixel art. Whereas, like, you look at the 3D models in SMT4 and Apocalypse, like, they look okay on a 3DS. Like, they don't look good in, like, 4K.
Yeah.
That's tough, though, because, I'm even thinking, like, Deep Strange Journey, even, I'm like, fine, but there's the style, like the art style does not complement that game being blown up. Whereas like the really heavy cell shading of Q is like the only one where I think, yeah, that still looks good. But yeah, that's my those are my big ones, because I know everyone's still thinking like Persona 4 is going to get announced before Ultimax, which then just goes back to you're cannibalizing your sales. Why would I buy Ultimax if I haven't played it? The first one. Oh, the first one's going to come out in summer? Okay, I'll just ignore Ultimax, buy Golden, and then I'll pick up Ultimax when it's like $10 digital on sale. So
that makes sense, yeah.
So it's a weird one of like, you have to kind of like tread lightly, because it's all like a juggling act of like, when is X going to be ready, and then when can we start using Y and stuff like that. So I hope it's something out of left field, because I think if Q gets announced, I think no one's really looking for it, but it'll make people happy.
Yeah, definitely.
But then I'm worried it's not going to be either, and then it's just going to be something weird, or maybe just merch or something else, and then like it'll just lead to people being cranky. So I hope there's finally an announcement this month that makes everybody happy. I just hope people should go into this one expecting, hey, this isn't like they're not gonna announce anything crazy, and like, because like you have to think about how they're spacing this out. Like we're all gonna have to act like we're surprised when the final announcement is Persona 6. It's like, like when like someone spoils a surprise party and and you're like, oh wow, I had no idea. Like that's gonna be us when Persona 6 gets announced, because it's like, yeah, no duh. Like what else were you going to end this with? But also they're not really gonna show that much, because that team is still really, really small and really, really in early development. So. It's one of those weird ones. It's like, how GTA 6 got officially announced this week in, like, the lamest way ever. So, like, GTA 6 literally got announced by Rockstar just including it in a blog post about GTA 5. Being like, hey, guys, GTA 6 is coming. without saying it.
Oh,
And it's like one of
okay.
those things of like, well, no, duh. Like, of course you were going to work on something, but it's like, it's because they felt like they have to say it because it's been so long. Whereas, like,
Right.
people are at that point with Persona where they're like, well, you have to make Persona 6, which of course, yeah, they're going to make Persona 6, but
Right.
it's one of those things where you just have to go into that knowing that's probably going to be a bad reveal. Not a bad reveal, that's not fair. It's going to be a soft reveal. Like, there's no way you're going to get more than like a couple of teasers or a logo if you're lucky.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I don't think we're gonna get anything this month, but maybe like
Ooh.
November, December.
Melissa, I got to pick your brain on this since you're
Yes.
no longer a console pleb like me. How will you feel if you find out Persona 6 is only on PS5 at launch? Because I personally want it to be an exclusive.
It depends, because I feel like it probably won't be on PC anytime soon, and like I don't know when I'm getting a PS5 or if I even am. Who knows?
What's a game you would buy a PS5 for? Like
Final Fantasy 16.
So will you? So you won't try and play that on your PC, or do you just think
Well,
it won't run?
Well, it will probably run for sure, but we don't know if it's going to be simultaneously released on PS5.
Yeah,
oh, it is?
Yeah, it is.
Did they say that?
Yeah, they've said at launch. 16 is coming PS5 and PC at launch.
Oh, good, because I thought we would have to wait like 7 remake, and it's not even on Steam; it's on Epic Games.
I'm gonna say this: 16, that's like a game. Even if I could run it on my PC, I wouldn't play that on anything that's not like running it near to max settings because I want that game to look pretty, you know.
I think it'll run fine on my PC, even though I have a gaming laptop. What kind of graphics card do I have? I have NVIDIA and I have AMD Ryzen 400 series. So it should run fine. It runs Final Fantasy fine.
Final Fantasy 14 is literally over a decade old, though, too.
Exactly. I understand that, but, it'll probably run it fine. But, maybe I'll get a PS5 this year, but I have no idea. I did get a PS4 late. Like, when did it come out? 2013? And I got mine, 2015? Yeah.
What made you finally get a PS4?
Metal Gear Solid 5. Yep.
That's a good one for it.
Yeah.
Alright, so let's dive into... We've got a whole bunch of stuff from everybody through Twitter, Discord, Facebook, and YouTube and everything. So, Melissa, assuming these are all in the same order, let's do Twitter first.
Sure.
And we can just pass them off. Who's the first name you see on the Twitter replies?
Do you want me to go all the way to the bottom?
I mean first, when you scroll to the first, thing.
Do you want from bottom to top or top to bottom?
Let's do top to bottom.
Alright, I've got, Tiki 2020X.
I knew it was going to be wrong. I knew there was no way it was going to show all the replies the same. It'd be too easy.
Okay, should I read this one then?
No, go for it. Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Okay. They say the P4G port is likely to happen, but I think it won't be announced this month, so I'm going to believe that Atlus will announce something that'll be Japan only, and I don't want Atlus to do NFTs.
A very solid, very safe choice, but I think that they were at least smart enough going into the first announcement not making anything Japanese-centric, because the only Japanese-centric announcements they've had are obviously merch and collabs.
Yeah.
And a concert.
Oh, yeah, those never come here.
So it was one of those things of I think you get all that stuff out of the way. Obviously there's going to be merch all throughout the year and stuff for it, but I can't imagine anything for the rest of these announcements only pertaining to Japan. They're not Square Enix with Dragon Quest, where they're did you see the Dragon Quest live stream last year?
Not really, and I don't even think they really announced too much.
Oh, they announced a ton. They announced a ton of Dragon Quest stuff
you're
last
right.
year.
I don't even remember.
It was when they announced 12, Final Fantasy X Online, a bunch of other
10
stuff.
10 online?
Sorry,
What?
10 offline. So, you know how how Dragon Quest X is the MMO one that never came out over here?
Oh, yeah.
they announced an offline version, and this was a simulcast in English as well. There was
Okay.
literally a portion of that live stream where someone just went, "Attention, this product is not planned for release in the West," which is just basically just being like, "Hey, don't look excited. I mean, don't be excited for this, guys."
Assholes.
But it's just one of those things of like, I don't blame them for that, just because I would not feel, even with the success of Final Fantasy XIV under my belt, Dragon Quest X, there's never a moment where I'm like, I can't believe it's not out here. Where it's like, yeah, I'm aware, because like, talk about how old Final Fantasy XIV is. Dragon Quest X originally was a Wii exclusive.
Oh, God.
And in that time, hilariously, it's gone from Wii, 3DS as a streaming version, Wii
That's
U,
weird.
Switch, PC, PS4, and is now coming to PS5.
Huh. All right.
But actually,
That's
everyone
not even
I
an
know,
online game.
everyone I know who plays everyone I know who plays Dragon Quest X is like, it's really fun. It's not like great, but it's like it's a very good MMO for what it is. Like, there's a reason they still keep putting expansions out for it. So, I don't think we're gonna have to worry about anything like that, especially because I think at the end of the day, even though Atlus had 7 planned announcements for this anniversary, that's not going to translate into 7 games. As much as I wish that was the case. Next one I have is by Madigan. Madigan says, I want anime adaptations of Persona 1 and 2. And I thought this was an interesting one, because it's like, yes, I understand that. But my question to you then would be, and I'll let you answer this since Madigan can't, do you think the anime industry wants Persona? Because I think Persona 5 was such a flop of an anime.
No,
that,
I
like,
don't think so.
That, like, I don't think that they trust that to be, like... Because, like, I feel like with anime now, it's either you're super low budget or you're super big production value. And I don't think you would do a low-budget Persona anime.
No, I don't think that people would like that. And, you know, I didn't watch Persona 5 animation, but judging on what people have said, it doesn't seem like they would really do Persona 1 and 2, like, any better. You know?
Well, obviously it would depend on who the studio is. And the studio who did 5 was not the same studio who did 4. This is a good question. Who do you think... Who would you want to animate it?
Maybe the same people that did Persona 4. I mean, that would be good. I can't really think of anybody else right now. Persona 4 anime.
And remember, there were two different studios who did the original anime, and then also...
Golden.
Yeah.
It was... trying to look. ASTA? Oh, I don't know who that is. What the heck have they done?
I think Persona 1 and 2 could work, but I think it would have to be under the right direction, and I don't think they see enough value in doing that. That would be like if someone came up to me, like, be like, Melissa, if you came up to me and said, Spencer, I'm going to pitch an anime. We're going to reboot Zach Bell.
Zach Bell.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that would be great.
But no one's gonna buy it. Like Zach Bell
I mean,
not making a return. Like, it's like the only situation I've seen, and this is a huge shonen property, is like how they're finally bringing back Shaman King.
Right.
I'm like, that's crazy. But even that,
That's
like,
crazy.
Shaman King is a
popular.
really Shaman King is very, very like that. There's an established audience of like out there, so it's like that at least even still makes sense. So unfortunately, as much as I want it, even if like Persona 6 had an anime like pitched, I still don't think people would want it.
Definitely, like, for anything, my dream studio is Wit Studio, but they're not gonna do it because they're
what have they done?
They did Attack on Titan, Vinland Saga. I don't know what else. Are they? I don't know.
No, I'm kidding. They're not.
Ancient Magus Bride, Great Pretender.
Here's a great one. If you don't believe that Persona 5 was a failure, and that's why it probably won't lead to other Atlus anime, for a while at least, I think we forget that this is a thing that happened. We are living in a world where Persona got 4 theatrical movies, and no one cared.
That's true.
Like, think of how much hype each Eva movie got. Like, each Evangelion movie was like, holy shit, dude, you've gotta see this. Whereas, like, the only people...
I call myself a fan, and I haven't even seen the last one yet.
Oh, you gotta see, the last one was really good. But, like, the whole thing with it is, like, the Persona movies were just for fans.
Right.
And it was like, no one was like... It didn't craft a generation of fans. Like, even look at something like... There are fans out there who love Final Fantasy VII who got into the series through Advent Children.
Oh, yeah.
So
that was me.
It's one of those things where it's like, it's such a risky thing, and the payoff margin is so thin if you don't absolutely succeed. I think Persona 4 hit at the right time of, like, Persona 4 was really big, then the anime came before all the spin-offs, and then they milked it, but they never overstayed their welcome. Like, even by the time when Golden's anime happened, like, they did that even right, whereas, like, it just feels like the only medium that Persona 5 has succeeded in, ironically, is manga, which isn't nearly as big as anime.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm choking on a spring roll. So, I'll let you pick another one from Twitter while I'm dying.
Okay. Let's see. Julian Giroux, sorry, I'm butchering your last name. They said, I would like P3 Fest plus portable on Steam or Persona 5 The Royal Animation. Okay. I wouldn't like P4G console port JK and exclusive Japan events and merchandise again.
So I'll take his want and ask you a question, because this always comes up for me, and I've made my side very clear. Persona 3 comes out. Not what do you think will happen. What do you want? Do you want Fez or do you want portable?
I would rather have portable, just because, I played that the most. But if we got the other one, that would be fine. Like, I don't know. I think portable would be better, just because the last episode thing with Igus is definitely skippable. It's not.
They should treat it like the Dot Hack OVA. Just include a DVD that's just all the cutscenes from the answer. That's all it is.
Exactly.
Next one I have is by the Aringa, who says, what I don't want to see is NFT, mobile shit, boring concerts, more spin-offs, more spin-off ports instead of mainline ports. I don't even really want mainline ports either, just merch, anime, hot air, pretty much anything and everything besides a new game, which I'm not gonna get it though. So, I appreciate you're at least aware you're not gonna get a new game from this, but I would say I can definitely understand kind of being burnt out if you're not if you have no nostalgia for Ultimax, it's pretty understandable for someone to be pretty, meh about how this whole thing is looking in terms of, pessimism. The least I could say is, in most cases, most people are probably not playing these ports for their second time, and a lot of people, this will be their first time playing Ultimax or something like that. My hope is at least, if a game you've never played is getting ported, even if it's not the game you wanted, to at least check it out. What's the next one from you, though?
We still on Twitter?
All Twitter until we're out of them.
Edium, I think. Definitely want a remake, specifically P3, but I would also love P1 remake, especially if they copy paste the light novel into P5 engine. Also ports. Hope to see every game on modern platform. For the love of Philemon's nutsack, don't give us MFTs or merch as an announcement.
What do you think Philemon's nuts look like? Are they just like butterfly? Like, if you spread them apart, do they look like a butterfly wing, do you think?
That sounds kind of scary. Maybe they're just glowing like pretty sparkles or something. Like they're censored. You can't see it. It's too magnificent.
If you look at Philemon's genitalia upside down, it's actually just Igor's face shape. It's a reference, though.
It's a reference, though.
That's why he's got the weird hair, the eyeballs, obviously, the nose. Mm-hmm. It all works. It's art.
Oh.
What about you? Do you want a P3 remake? I always am amazed when people are like, I need a P3 remake. Whereas like I don't look at it. I don't look at it like a Final Fantasy VII, where I'm like, I don't think there's as much of an audience for this as everyone thinks there is.
And it's not like it's 20 years old or anything. Like it will be pretty soon, but I don't think it really needs a full remake. Like maybe just like a bit of an HD remaster, just a little bit.
That's the problem. All the games everyone wants remade don't really need it or deserve to be remade yet. And then all the games that probably need to be remade, there's no way they would ever get the money from Atlus to remake them.
Yeah. Let's see. You want to go for the next one?
Yeah, I'll go for the next one. So the next one I have is by Jackpot, who says, aside from the obvious nothing... blah blah blah. Aside from the obvious nothing or something dumb like a silverware set, I'd really be disappointed if it was announced with some kind of port or remaster and it ends up being worse than the original, like Nocturne HD. Dude, I so agree with you because I think not enough people have talked about this. Ultimax is out in a month and we still have so many questions and like they are just not talking about it. Like I know it's not being done internally. I know it's not Arc System Works. But it's like one of those things where it's like, we still don't know how online's going to work. We still know there's no rollback. They're still like cucking a lot of people in a lot of different ways. It's like another one I brought up that I'm surprised people don't talk about. People talk about rollback a lot, but my big one is this. I'm like, why is there no crossplay? Like,
so
if you buy it on Switch and I buy it on PS4 or someone buys it on PC, we can't play together. Yeah.
That's dumb. Why? Like too expensive?
No crossplay. Well, I don't think it's that. I think it's just that they have the code. They don't want to mess with the code because they feel like it's not worth. Like it's the same reason why there's no rollback. Like they didn't include rollback just because they didn't think it was worth it to really do it. Unfortunately, they're doing it at a time where Arc System Work is now making it all of their old games with rollback, so they all look stupid now. So it's like if we're putting shit like BlazBlue Cross Tag Battle and giving that rollback, literally anything should get rollback at this point.
Okay.
Melissa, this always comes up a lot. Have you ever played Cross Tag Battle?
No, I haven't.
I played it for the first time recently. Like, I need to like do an actual thing about it. That's got to be one of the weirdest fighting games I've ever played in my life. It's a 2-button fighter.
Yeah, like when that got announced, I was like, how come we're not doing like BlazBlue Cross like Guilty Gear? You know? Why are we doing BlazBlue Cross Ruby, Persona? What else is there? Like Arcana Heart, and yeah, I was like, this is really strange to me. Like even like with the Ruby characters, it's just kind of strange. Like the obvious choice would be BlazBlue and Guilty Gear, and that's like not gonna happen, which is just a little sad to me.
Are you sad BlazBlue is dead? It's one of those series where like
very sad.
I loved BlazBlue when I played it, but like I don't look at it like something I need in my life constantly, where it's like I'm kind of like, I'm okay, like I'm good.
I'm okay that it's dead, but like it'd be nice maybe in the next 5 years if they like rebooted it somehow. And like they're like, oh, we're rebooting it, but it's a mobile game, and I'm just like, yay, of course. Yeah, it just needs a complete like reboot like what they did with like Guilty Gear. Should be nice.
But then, that's kind of it. I almost am like, you don't do both. You either do BlazBlue, you do Guilty Gear, or you do something new. I can't ever see Arc System doing both.
Yeah, especially because of how popular Guilty Gear is now, and people are like, don't go back to BlazBlue, put your attention all on Guilty Gear, and well, then I guess maybe at that point, maybe they should just make something new. But
yeah, they've got so many things that Arc System could be doing, but I always am like, I'm amazed that that's not a studio we hear gets stretched thin like way, way, way more, you know, just because they're always doing so much.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, so you want to go with the next one?
Sure. Let's see. Don't really
Here,
see
while you
anyone.
cue this up, I will read this next one because this is very quack. So very
Quack.
quick, but I know you'll have something to say about this. T. Carlos says, "I'm cool with almost anything. The only thing
Yeah.
I hope we don't see is a Persona gotcha game."
And then someone says, Thor says, I'd be fine with it depending on how they do it.
Uh, it's kind of amazing there isn't one yet because like
Yeah.
what's
Like, what?
funny is they would have like I've imagined it would be like Pokemon Master Sex,
Mm-hmm.
where like they don't even sell just the demons. They also
Mm-hmm.
sell like the trainers and the people and the party members and the friends. Like there's
Mm-hmm.
so many like you could make a gotcha out of just the social links.
Yeah, that would be something I think would happen is if they would do like a social link sort of gotcha game. Like you get different outfits, you get different characters, and you go on dates with them and things like that. But like don't have the combat in there because it just kind of seems like some people play Persona for like the dating sim aspect of it.
I don't think I've ever met anyone who only
I'm sure
plays
there's
Persona for the day.
I'm sure
I
there's
hope
people
there
out
is. I
there.
hope there. I want someone to like who like plays Persona 5. It's like God, I hate the dungeons. I just want to go to school.
I just want to go to school and answer test questions and go on a date with all these cute girls, and then they find out in the end that I've been dating all of them all along. Oops.
Can't wait for my harem ending to bite me in the ass in real life.
Oh yeah.
Do you see the tweet by Garoto Commissions?
Yes, I do. They say, I hope for Persona 5 Royal to Steam or new spin-off Persona 5 Striker style. I don't want more merchandising I can't buy.
That's how I look at any time Atlus merch gets announced. I'm like, that's cool, or like that's stupid, and I'm like, I don't buy it either way, so it doesn't matter. So for you though, are you done with P5? Like, do you? Because I'm actually weirdly in the camp of like I think they could do one more game. I think they have one more maybe in their system that's like, hey, here's one last thing with the cast of P5 before they like call it quits. Obviously, they can't do
Mm,
dancing all night, but like I think
hmm
there's something they could do. But like, do you think like do you want something else from that world?
I don't know. I think it's kind of time to like set that out to pasture, you know? As much as people love Persona 5, I kind of think that they should just move on with it,
Mm-hmm.
And people are like, no, make anime. Well, that's the anime, but like a game, I don't know, maybe like a sequel to Strikers, but
That's like my only thing. Whereas like
yeah, anything more than that, I don't think they should because just at that point they're milking it, and we know how much they milked for, but it just seems like they're milking 5 even more because it's just so much more popular.
so do you think they've milked 5 more than 4? My thought is I think they've tried to milk
They've
5,
tried to
but
milk
no
5
one
more.
wants it. Like a lot of the
Right,
things they
nobody
do for
does.
like unless you're Persona 5 or Persona 5 Royal, no
Hmm.
one has really cared about what you're doing outside of Strikers. Strikers is the best-selling spin-off, so that's at least been helpful, but that one was literally just sold as Persona 5 2. So
Ah, yeah.
no one bought Q. No one is watching the anime. No one is. Unfortunately, more people should be. Not enough. Like the manga's not like blown up. It's still happening.
Hmm.
Is really really good. But yeah, like I think Persona 5 has just had a hard time of getting a hit.
Hmm. Oh yeah. Yeah, I kind of think it's time to move on from that for sure.
Are you putting Persona 5 in the old people home? We need to get for like the episode art. I'll like find in the like you know that lady. It's like I remember in my day. They're like, okay, Grandma, let's get you back inside. Like the room nurse is Atlus, and then Persona 5 is the old lady in the wheelchair. They're like, I thought I had one more game left coming out, Sonny. They're like, nope, you're not very profitable, Grandma. Come on, we gotta get the new stuff. Like I could dance it. I could dance one more time. Nope, didn't work out. Nobody bought your dancing game. Sure.
You sure? I'll add the Kasumi or whatever the heck her name is.
For the low price of $9.95, I could let you play as Dr. Maruki tap dancing. It's a very catchy song. No, thank you. You're not very marketable. No, thank you.
With new remixes by Lotus Juice. I mean, I love Lotus Juice, but like, damn. He needs to do some other stuff.
Can I introduce you in another remix of River in the Desert? You've probably never heard this song before. There's only 6 remixes so far. So yeah, I love you. I love you, Persona 5. But yeah, I think more people are in your side of it than mine. Whereas like I would like it, but you know what? No, I'll say this. I'm a big hypocrite. I'll take a Persona 5 Strikers 2 or a Metal Gear Revengeance style game where you play as Akechi.
Oh my god, that actually sounds amazing.
Just a fucking psychopath going around the world with like hard butt rock playing the whole time.
Okay, yeah, I'm into it.
Urameshi Trev says, hope to see some form of remaster announcements for older Persona games like 1, the P2 duology, or 3. Hope to not see anything that isn't simply just new art for people to make their profile pictures for a few days. Damn. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. I see in terms of the Twitter ones anywhere messing.
I don't really see anymore.
Much.
Do you want to go to YouTube?
Got a lot. You know, I'm going to do Discord first because I know you don't have Discord pulled up, and I can go through those pretty quickly.
Yeah, you go ahead and do Discord, and then we'll do YouTube after that.
So, Discord, Chiaki Fam says, first, I remember joking about this at TaiyoCon, but dear God, please don't announce Persona NFTs. Just another reminder, everybody doesn't want this, but also no one is saying it's not happening. No one said, no way, there's no way. We all know it's happening. It's like the mobile game and NFTs are the two things we know are going to happen at some point. Here's a good question. We all know it's probably going to happen. Will Atlus actually back off, though? If they announce Persona 25th Anniversary NFTs, I bet you Japan says fuck you and sells them before they cancel it. I bet you that Japan's like, no. This is part of our anniversary announcement. We can't back down, or else we're going to look like PC Principal and everyone's going to say we're weak. Do you think they sell it, or do you like it, obviously it's going to get backlash.
Yeah.
So after backlash, will Japan listen or not?
I hope.
I don't think they would, because it's like the majority of people against NFTs will be coming from the West, and as Atlus Japan has shown many, many times, they don't really care or listen to their Western fans compared to Japan. So I wonder if they're going to take that and just be like, we'll see how it is first. Because obviously, if people complain and no one buys it, then they would listen. But then if people complain and it all still sells out because, oh my god, I love the janitor from Persona 2. They're like, alright, there you go, here's your NFT.
Okay, that's kind of obscure, but alright.
So, no, here we go. Here's an obscure one that I unironically could see someone buying for like $1,000. Lisa's dad. Fucking Steven Seagal's low-res JPEG. That would be some fucking NFT shit that I could see them buying.
Why? It's so stupid.
Well, because you think the characters that everyone's going to actually buy right away will be the main cast, and all they'll have left is the weirdos. Like, oh, the old couple from the bookstore in Persona 5. I can't wait to get their NFT. So
you just own a JPEG? It's just so bad.
Yeah. Demonica Crackers says, I want to see more PC ports. This, please. Please, oh please, don't give us a P1 remaster without gameplay tweaks. That's a very good point, because I think, like, those would be a tough, just straight-up port without people being like, hey, this is pretty rough in some spots.
Yeah.
I'd come to their office and debate them nicely otherwise. Talmy says, I don't want... Wow, I'm really dry today. Hold on. I'm like... Woo! It's because, like, the heater's been on all day, so they're just like... Oh, there we go. You know that, like, thing where you, like, cough too hard and you see, like, the little, like, static dust things flying around in your eye?
Yeah.
That's me right now. Tommy says, I don't want them to do fan service if that makes sense. Whatever they do, I want them to actually focus on concepts and themes of games and have personas being personas instead of, like, June and Kanji debating over who is more gay or something.
Yeah, I agree.
That would be pretty... No. I'm more feminine than you, and I'm gonna joke about it and show you why. Schmitty is jumping on the... NFT bandwagon along with Kane Senpai. Naho Bin 02 Monoplush says, I really want gameplay tweaks as the game is really showing its age regarding Persona 1, especially with Persona 2. Poto Lettuce says, I want more games ported and translated to Spanish. That's a good point. There are still very, very few games. Like, the only games right now that you can play in anything that's not English or Japanese, well, and other Asian languages, but English, basically Spanish, French, Italian, and German. The only games you can play are Persona 5 and Strikers out of P5. So if we did get other ports, it would be cool if they actually, like, hey, here's Persona 4 in Spanish, which technically isn't existing, even though I think there's, like, mods for it and stuff. But that was the Discord crew. I'll let you pick. Do you want to do YouTube or do you want to do Facebook next?
Let's do Facebook.
Okay. Now, this one better be in order. Who's the first name you see? When you go to all comments, who's the first name that pops up?
I got Hexen Vexen.
God, why are you wrong every time? They're never
What
the
is
same.
the one? Heart Fandom? Is that... Which one is it?
You are where you said Facebook, not YouTube.
Ah, God damn it.
Like, who are you seeing who's Hexen Vexen on the Facebook?
Oh, my God. I am sorry. I am just...
It's okay.
I have way too many tabs open. Here's Facebook. No. Hold on. I had it, and then I did not have it. Okay. So, the first one on Facebook is Xavier Walco.
Yay! We're in order again. Alright. Xavier, kick us off. What do you want to see?
He says he wants a PSP Persona 2 re-release for the Switch. And Aldo Della Rocco says also PC, PS4, and Xbox. But not PS5 for some reason.
I think it sucks because, like, PS5 ports are sweet, but they're really uneven. Like, a great example, a RPG that's pretty low budget, Monarch, is coming out, published by NIS. That's getting a native PS5 port, but Persona 5, no PS5 port for anything.
Oh.
So really, really worried for it. But yeah, again, it goes back to, please just bring them, but like, much like Aldo says, bring them to everything, though. I think that's like the one thing I worry about, is I'm sure they'll bring these games out, but my worry is that they're going to leave out somewhere. Because I'm like, how great would it be if, like, Persona 1, 2, well, 1 and the 2 duology, this Origin collection, when it gets announced, they're like, hey, and they're all on Game Pass. Because then everyone on PC and Xbox can just jump in for the first time and have that be part of their service.
That sounds good to me.
My question, here's my question. Because obviously, Sega having success in Game Pass hasn't been enough to really sway Atlus in Japan to make Xbox ports a priority.
Well, yeah, because Xbox doesn't sell there.
Oh, they're still selling out of, like, they're selling the best with Series X than they ever have, like, all the way up until, like, 360. So, like, Series X is doing a lot better over there. But my question is this, do you think Atlus doesn't want to put their games on Game Pass because they think it might devalue people buying them full price on Switch and PS4?
I think that's highly possible. It's just because they're not, like, maybe games that, like... I mean, I guess if not many people have played it, it would be a good idea to put them on Game Pass. But, like, maybe they kind of feel like those games are more exclusive. You know what I mean? They just don't want to give them out for such low prices. I wish we had a game to, like, compare it to that was, like, really, really big. I mean, we do for Western stuff. Like, MLB The Show. MLB The Show was a Sony-made game that was on Game Pass. And still 90% of the sales were on PlayStation. Okay.
So, it's one of those weird ones of like, I think even if literally Atlus was giving away the game for free on Xbox, I think people would still rather pay money to play it on Switch or PlayStation more than get an Xbox, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But I think then the Game Pass argument is good of like, you then will have this huge audience of fans who have never played your games before. Because like the last Atlus game that released on an Xbox piece of hardware was fucking Ultimax in 2014. So like, it's been forever. So, like, there is a huge possible audience there who's never touched anything. It's just, I do wonder if that value is something that's come up, because there are very few kind of, like, reasonings as to, like, why they haven't done it and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Next one, who's not just kind of saying anything we've put over before, I have by... No. Man, I'm amazed at the amount of people who unironically want a P5 anime. I like say it's funny, after like I went on that tirade, I didn't even like notice for it. Beachrard says Persona 3 port on Switch would be perfect. I'll say this: if Persona 3, whatever version comes out for it, what system would you play it on again if it comes out? Because mine is like, if there's a PlayStation version with trophies, I'll play it. Because even though it would probably be more fun portable, I think I would still like to earn achievements in that more, though.
Yeah, I feel like it would be great on PS5. Definitely. Just because, like, it feels, native to me to play it there on Sony rather than, like, on, Nintendo. But anything can happen.
Mm-hmm. Oh, here's a weird one. Talon says... And I know a couple other people are reading this. It might be on YouTube or whatever. Persona 5 Arena is one of the ones that's like brought up for that. I think Persona 5 Arena, like kind of going back to our joke of like Persona 5 is kind of like ran out of steam in terms of like being a big deal. In terms of new games, I don't think that would do it. I think if they announced Persona 5 Arena this month, and it was just straight up the next big budget Arc System Work fighting game, I don't think that gets anyone new. I don't think anyone new jumps into that.
No.
I would play it. It would be amazing, probably. But I'm like, even in a world where that makes sense, like I think that's a game that they should have had released in 2018, not 2022.
Yeah, for sure. Let's see. Jake Reese says maybe too much merchandise. Small piece is just fine. Not over half the announcement.
Has there been any merch that you've been like tempted by the way?
Not really, because like a lot of the time it's hard to get, and you have to like go through like proxy things to get them, or have somebody in Japan actually send stuff to you. But like with the whole situation in the world right now, like the mail is just like kind of messed up, so it's not something that's super easy to do.
How many orders do you have right now? I need to know.
How many orders for stuff from Japan?
Yeah.
0.
Wow, good for you.
Yeah.
I remember back in the day, you'd be like, I gotta get this figure. I gotta get this figure.
Yeah, I've kind of calmed down.
I gotta get this statue of Jolene's left ovary. Gotta get this new JoJo ovary statue.
Yeah, I actually haven't had a JoJo figure in a long time.
Another one is, Tofug says, I'm hoping to see a remaster of P3 not only for the PS4 but also for PC and Switch. I don't want to see Atlus advertising more of their merchandise just because all we want to see is games. Brian saying, I want to see a definitive version of P3 that combines Fez and Portable. That would be great. I also don't...
That'd be cool.
It's cool, but then as soon as you get too big of an idea, I'm like, nope, that's going to cost too much money. They're not going to do it.
Yeah.
Alright, so... We're gonna do this. We're sorting comments by newest first on YouTube. Who's the first you see?
Hold on. Let me fix it. Newest first is from Evelyn Katabia 6 hours ago.
Perfect.
Okay. They say, I feel like I'm one of the few people who would love to see Persona 5 Arena, but with Ultimax port coming out this March, I'm not sure if it'll even be a thing. I'm at least hoping that Ultimax port will have a physical copy. No. I can buy, since from what I know, Japan is only one getting a physical release. Another thing I'm hoping for is a P3 Fez remaster.
Do you? Oh no, yeah. If you're not gonna buy it digitally, there's no way you'd be importing it.
Mm-hmm.
Do you? I wonder. Do you think that'll be like a rare physical release? The physical copy of Ultimax?
Yeah. I feel like they'll make
that doesn't seem like one that they're
stop.
That doesn't seem like something they're gonna make multiple print runs of.
No. And
So
then people are gonna throw it up on eBay, and it'll probably go for like how much ever, like double what it was before or something.
So here's the question for you: if you were to get it, would you play it on PC? Would you play it on PS4 or Switch?
Probably PC.
Yeah, I'll say this though. Definitely not sponsored. PlayAsia has copies. It's $28.
Really?
It's cheaper to buy it physically on PlayAsia than it will be to buy it digitally. Obviously, the shipping will be more expensive.
It'll probably be about $40 when you get back onto
it. I will say this though: if you pay the extra 1-day shipping price for PlayAsia, they literally ship it to you next day. Like if you pay them $20, at least from where they're at in Hong Kong. Well, I mean it's expensive FedEx shipping, but if you pay for it, because like I hate slow boat shipping. Like in my experience with it, it's basically been it ships out from Hong Kong. It takes 1 day to get to America, and then the next day it's arrived.
Yeah.
Which is incredibly fast for only spending like $10 more.
Oh yeah.
Because otherwise, then why pay $10 in shipping if it's going to take you 3 months to get it?
I don't think it would take you 3 months. It'll probably take you 2 to 3 weeks if it was slow shipping.
I don't know, dude. I've had some sometimes of also because you don't really have like you don't have a. I'm trying to think of how to phrase this. You don't have a. I really can't think of the word for this. You have a tracking number, but it's not like. It's one of those weird ones of you get the weird Asian Post tracking number where you have to put it into USPS, but then it only sometimes pops up, you know? It's like that, of kind of like a
only sometimes one. It shows you where it is, from my experience, EMS or something like that.
Yes, it's exactly like EMS. So yeah, until we get our PlayAsia sponsorship, though.
PlayAsia sponsorship.
That's probably going to be your best bet. But yeah, seriously, if you want a physical copy, they're not rare now, but I could definitely see them being expensive. And at least Japan still has not lost the tradition of they will at least have a manual. God knows in America you wouldn't have a manual. Oh my
god, I miss manuals so much.
Do you still have your copy of Ultimax? Ultimax had a thick manual.
I do.
I was at a half-price books, you'll appreciate this. There was a copy of Ultimax on PS3. $140.
Oh my god! And how much did the person get for that? $30? $20?
It's like GameStop rules. They give you $5 and a slap on the butt.
Oh, I sold a bunch of manga to them. They gave me $20 for maybe 20 to 30 books or something. Maybe less.
Did you sell any good ones, or is it all just Shoujo Beat?
I don't know. I think there was some Tsubasa in there, and I don't remember anymore. It was probably for 10 to 20 now to think about it, and they gave me $10 for it all. It's worthless. Probably would have made more.
Just get rid of space, or
I was just doing it to get rid of stuff, but in the long run, I probably would have been able to get more if I actually would have been able to sell it to people. But the thing is, it's hard to sell to people because they're oh, I only need this volume of it, or I'm not going to buy the whole set. You know what I mean?
Manga's a weird one. Manga's actually really increased in price a lot in ways I never would have thought.
Oh yeah, just the Game Boy Advance games and Game Boy Color games definitely are going up there. Even DS games as well.
Thank God I'm not a Nintendo collector. That makes me really happy. Although kind of related, Kate Smith says, all I want is Persona 5 on Switch, Steelbook, as you should. I can dream. I will say this. When Persona does come to Switch, Persona 5 proper, that no steelbook. It'll just be like a Nocturne release.
It'll just be like a budget kind of version.
Yeah, I can't imagine them doing a special edition just for putting the old game out on Switch. Like, think about, like, remember when they did Catherine on Switch? It was like, cool! But, like, there was no special edition.
Yeah.
Alright,
Alright, can I do the next one? Yeah, I'll do Heart. They say, not at all excited. They about to be like, hey friends, welcome back to another 25th anniversary event. For this event, we'd love to be announcing, drumroll please, Persona 25th anniversary concert event in the Bermuda Triangle on an unknown island where nobody can go. Yay! Till next time.
Yo, dude, that Bermuda concert, if you were there, it was fucking sweet. Like, halfway through Beneath the Mask, Phil Collins just comes in and starts doing a fucking sick cover of it. And it's not like current day Phil Collins or 80s Phil Collins. It's like specifically Tarzan Phil Collins, where he's like, I wanna know what's behind the mask. I wanna know what your persona's at now. And everyone's just fucking blowing their mind.
How'd they get that kind of money?
You know what? Just for that, please read the next one. I'm gonna tweet at Lynn on Twitter. Be like, Lynn, are you a Phil Collins fan? Just to be like, I bet Lynn loves Phil Collins. I would hope, at least.
Okay, Aaron Bartel says, I feel like it will be an announcement for a new project. No, I don't think yet. Like we talked about, Persona 6 probably won't be announced. Probably later this year. But if it's just like a spin-off game or like something completely different, that'd be cool, but I don't think so yet. Right? Are you still typing?
No, I was actually looking to see if Phil Collins was on Twitter. I'm like, I think he may be too old to be on Twitter. No, I would definitely, like, my thing is, it's kind of funny of, like, Hexen bringing up the funny thing about the Midnight Collection thing. Like, yeah, they're gonna bundle P4G and Ultimax, but it's like, again, it goes back to what I said before, of, like, they're not gonna sell it now, though. So it is
then nobody will play Ultimax, so they'll be playing P4G.
Exactly. It's like, good news, guys, we just brought out this new fighting game. Can't talk, Dad. I'm playing the Vita game from 10 years ago. Also, like, to me, that almost seems like one of, like, I would almost want them to, like, at this point, it's like, they're just gonna lean into Persona 4 Golden's anniversary and release it in the Japanese release of that, where, like, that makes more sense of, like...
Oh, yeah.
It's part of the 25th anniversary, but this is also the 10th year anniversary of Golden, which came out in the summer of Japan. Does that seem weird to you, by the way, that, like, Golden is a decade old this year?
Yeah. What was it? 2012, right?
Yeah, 2012, summer for Japan.
November.
Something
like that. Remember when games used to take, like, 5 months to come out here, and now it's just, like, same day? Like, we had it so hard.
So, I don't know what's more weird. Phil Collins is on Twitter, or the fact that he only retweets Genesis, which, like, the band he was in before he did solo stuff. This gets weirder, brother, because this is verified. Phil Collins on Twitter has only ever liked 2 posts. Phil Collins in 2019 liked a post, said, I don't know who runs this account, but whoever it is, I love you.
Aww.
And the other one is dad jokes on Twitter. People said I never get over my obsession with Phil Collins, but look at me now. Those are the only things he's ever liked in 12 years of using Twitter. So
20 years.
Just for that reason, I'm not going to tag Phil Collins. I don't think he's going to react to it.
I don't even think it's him. It's probably his manager or some shit.
That's true. It's his granddaughter. Phil Collins' granddaughter is just him on Twitter. He's like, Grandpa, you want to tweet? You want to tweet today, Grandpa? No, thank you. I'm not in the mood.
I'm not in the mood.
Just keep retweeting my concert dates. That's all you need to do.
No, but nobody has called me for another Disney or DreamWorks movie, so...
What DreamWorks movie did Phil Collins do?
I feel like he did something.
You're probably thinking of Elton John doing Road to El Dorado.
Oh.
I'm typing this in now just to
I'm looking now.
DreamWorks, Phil Collins. I don't think he's done
I don't
anything.
think so. I think I'm just
Only
confused
Disney.
Elton John. Yeah, I mean he did like Brother Bear, and that's Disney, and that was after Tarzan.
Very bad movie. Brother Bear, not a good movie. You know what? I will say though, the one redeeming factor, I would rather watch Brother Bear an instant before ever watching Brave.
Well, I can't believe that won over Wreck-It Ralph. Like that always makes me angry. Like Wreck-It Ralph 1 is good.
I found the perfect way to ask. Hold on.
Mm-hmm.
Here we go. Couldn't have been a more perfect thing ever. I found, and for everyone out there wondering, I tweeted at Lynn, the vocalist of Persona 5. It's Patrick Bateman from American Psycho saying, "Do you like Phil Collins?" I don't know why that was like the first thing that came up when I typed Phil Collins into GIFs and everything for it. But you know what?
Mm-hmm.
I'll take it, and I'm not expecting her to answer, but if she does, that'll be very, very funny.
Mm-hmm.
Chad Reagan says, hopefully some Persona 3 related announcements instead of another Persona 5 crossover with the mobile game. I'll say this, they've at least stopped that.
Mm-hmm.
Like, at least now SMT5 is getting the mobile game crossovers, which at least kind of makes more sense. By the way, would you agree with me? Because I made a tweet, I think yesterday, at least as of this recording, that, like, isn't this just the cycle of when you like an RPG that gets a mobile crossover? You see the announcement, you enjoy the new art, and you never play the game it does a crossover with?
Mm-hmm.
Because, like, who actually goes out and plays all of these other mobile games when they do a crossover event? Like, I've done that literally once, and I bet you will never guess what it was for.
That Shin Megami game that I forgot the name of.
Oh, DX2. No,
DX2?
not even those. Yeah, not even those collabs. I don't even care about.
Oh,
I downloaded and spent money on Disney Emoji Blitz when they added when 2.8 came out. They added Aqua and Sora to the game.
That's it.
And I literally spent money to get them. I'll tell you what, it was not a bad game. It was actually harder than I would have thought it was, but it was just like one of those like match 3 puzzler kind of like game thing for it. But it was just so funny to me. Of like, I was just at work one day and I just saw they added like Kingdom Hearts, because it was like the first time Disney had added something Kingdom Hearts in their lineup officially since like Disney Infinity, and I was like, you know what, I'm bored, let's go, let's play some mobile game trash.
Yeah, I guess it's cool, but like, the kids who play it, do they actually know Kingdom Hearts? That's...
Oh yeah, Kingdom Hearts. The kids know what Kingdom Hearts is.
The kids know what Kingdom Hearts, but do like the 5-year-olds know what Kingdom Hearts is?
The 5-year-olds are not playing Disney Emoji Blitz. I'll tell you that for sure.
It's the 20 to 30-year-olds and the 16 to 20-year-olds. Is that who's playing?
The 25-year-olds who also listen to Phil Collins. That's the demo. You ready for the next one by Rain?
Yes. Raiden says, what I would want, I don't know, P1 manga official translation reprint. What I don't want, a remake of one of the first 3 Persona, or 4 y'all separated Innocent Sin and Eternal Punishment games with the P5 engine. You don't want that.
No, because that would take too much time.
It would take too much time, and it probably would take like 5 years to come out. I mean, that would be cool. Maybe in another like 10 years, but you know, I'd rather see Persona 6 and SMT6 before that happens.
Mm-hmm.
So that is interesting though. P1 manga, I haven't heard anybody say anything about that.
The P1 manga came up on Twitter. My friend Ozzy was talking about it because he's been doing a lot of stuff for his upcoming Persona 1 review video.
Mm-hmm.
And he was talking about, because a lot of the like adaptations and mangas for them are really, really solid. And the Persona 1 manga is really, really good. It's got really good art. The story is actually good, especially because Persona 1 is not known for being the best story.
Mm-hmm.
And thankfully the manga does a good job of kind of adapting it in a really interesting way.
Oh yeah. Let's see. Straw Hat Slam Gem says, we might get Golden with Ultimax. I only say that because I still think it's strange that you still can't pre-order Ultimax on Switch or PS4 yet. Really?
Yeah, so you can only pre-order it on Steam. as I'm yawning. Sorry, everybody. I'm coming off of like 9 hours of working.
Mm-hmm.
So you can only pre-order it on Steam, and thankfully, I have actually asked about this. They're not really going to officially announce it. So to have a game up for pre-order on Switch and on PlayStation 4 requires a initial investment of putting up money, because once it's up for pre-order, and Switch it's definitely this way, but PS4 is not, but there is a higher fee, oddly. To put a game up for pre-order actually requires you basically putting up money up front to put like the hosting fees on the store. And my bet is this: they know that game is going to sell so bad on consoles that it's not even worth putting money to let you pre-order it right away.
Oh.
Like it's just one of those things of like, you'll buy it. Like it's like this isn't like the next hot. Like no one's gonna be like sitting there with like the countdown clock, be like 10. No, like it's gonna be like when they think of like, I'm gonna tweet you one day and go, everybody, Ultimax is out now digitally, and everyone's gonna go, huh?
Yay! Okay.
And then maybe 1 in 5 people buy it. So it's just one of those things that it costs money up front to put it on consoles for pre-order. And they just don't, like, not that they just don't, they know they don't have to, like, do it. There's no one clamoring, which is what makes it so much funnier that then the conspiracy theory people think it's going to get bundled with Golden, which, like, that's not the reason why. If they were selling Golden, they would have put it up for pre-order, I'll tell you that.
And more people would be hype about it than actual Ultimax.
Exactly. No offense, Ultimax.
Okay, Collectible Corner says, I wouldn't mind getting PS4 ports, but as someone who owns all the games for their native hardware and digitally on the Vita, I'd love P5 Arena. Well, there we go again.
P5 Arena. P5 Arena. Do you do a crossover like Persona 4 Arena? Like, do you bring in the 3 and 4 gang? Do you get everybody?
That would be a huge cast, and it kind of would like be overshadowing Ultimax.
What if it's just the cast of Ruby? Can we have Persona 5 Arena just have the cast of Ruby with the Phantom Thieves?
Why?
That's a great question. Next question by MJ Player 64. If one of these is a concert, I hope they just reveal it now to rip the Band-Aid off so we all don't have to worry about it later. Personally, I think it's going to be Persona 4 Golden for consoles, or knowing Atlus console. But at the same time, I wouldn't be surprised if it isn't. That's a good question. Do you think if Golden comes to consoles, will it be everywhere, or will it just be on one console first? I was like, it's got to be everywhere. Like,
it's got to be everywhere.
You don't wait this long. Like, they're not drip feeding it of like, okay, PC, and then 2 years later, PS4, and then 2 years later, now on Switch. Like they're not like that backwards.
Yeah.
Aquano says, I think we're probably going to get another dud announcement this time. I think they've been saving P6 announcements for last, and I'm assuming a remake or one of the first 3 Persona games, but I don't know. I definitely don't want to see any more new spin-offs. We need new stuff. I'm glad more people are definitely in the camp of, like, it's not like you don't want anything. It's more of, like, I think everyone's in universal agreement. You'd rather see something new and wait longer than get a lot of stuff that's like half done, or like that feels like it has a lot of like extra work put into it.
Oh yeah. Oh, off topic. But we were talking about the Persona 1 manga. There actually was a 2009 reprint. Says it originally came out in 1997.
Do you know why it was reprinted in 2009?
Because of the PSP game.
Yay!
Yeah, but it never came here, and I'm sure there's probably a version of it to read online, but, like, I'd love to buy it physically.
Officially.
That sounds great. Because the art is just 90s as heck, and, you know, I'm all over that shit. That was pretty long, from 1996 to 2000. Okay. Yeah, I'm for that.
You want to get Alice's?
Okay, Alice says, I really want a Persona 3 remake, and I don't want something stupid that isn't a game like merch. Okay, I agree with you. Persona 3 remake would be great. That's probably like my top thing.
Demicro as well?
Sure. Demicro says, I actually don't want anything ported, even though that's probably what's going to happen. I want to see something new. I think it's too soon for that, like I already said. Joseph P.
Joseph P is saying, "What? There's a massive announcement event." Let me just remove the word "massive," and you are correct. So yes, in case anyone is not aware, Atlus after this, I think they have there's 7 announcements, and this is our 3rd. So there are 4 more live stream video things that will be happening regarding the 25th anniversary. But much like it can range, so it's either going to be merchandise, could be a port, could be whatever. But I would say make sure, unless something really crazy has leaked, just don't jump into these thinking they're going to be huge.
Okay. Giuseppe Milano says, I want the announcement of a work in progress Persona 6. I want all games ported to Switch, but most importantly, I don't want any other gadget, music, compilations, bags, or any bullshit they might think of. He just got some replies. Furman 2004 says, all games ported to Switch, in quotations. Lol, no, actually, 4 and Arena got into Switch, and PC not golden. So that might be possible, not mentioning it would sell for sure. But here's a wallpaper. Sorry, not sorry. And then he replies and says, of course, I know that'll never happen, but it is what I'd like to see.
So, I always wonder, do you think people who are always like, I want these games on Switch, because that's just where they play, or because they think the series needs to be on Switch?
I feel like it's both. I feel like
me, you and me both own it. I feel like there are so many games on Switch. I'm never like, boy, the Switch just needs Persona.
Yeah, there's definitely plenty of RPGs on Switch to play that were ported. That run better on other systems, but like if you only have a Switch, yeah, that's definitely an option for you. But like, yeah, I think a lot of people are just like, it needs to be on there because SMT5's on there now, and Strikers is on there, so we should have more Persona things and more SMT things on there.
Like, if you're someone who, and I think I've said this before, I think if you're someone who only has a Switch, I understand that.
Yes.
My other question to you is this. Why are you this invested in a game that's not on the only system you own? Like, I just can't ever imagine there are people out there who are like, oh god, I love Joker and Smash so much, I wish I could play his game.
Honestly, I think those people probably either played it somewhere else, like maybe at a friend's house, or they've actually watched somebody online play Persona 5 if they haven't already. But they're still going to be like, I want it on Switch because I want to play it legitimately. And I'm like, if you keep begging for it, it probably won't happen like anytime soon. That's what I think.
That's why, like, I just really want an Xbox exclusive Atlus game so everyone can just flip the fuck out, because then they won't even know what to do.
I mean, we got one, but like nobody cared. It didn't even get released in America.
Is bringing it back. He's gonna save SMT9.
He's gonna save SMT9. It's gonna happen this year. That's the announcement. Okay, you guys.
All right, I'll let you do Fado, and then I'll do the last one.
All right, Fado says, I'll ask for the 25th anniversary event not to be a disappointment. So far, all we got was P4G and P4AU on Steam. You'd think that a reputable JRPG company would hunker down and do what it needs to be done. Like, yeah, as we said before, P1, P2, P3, and on all the other systems, because it's not many people even play P1, P2, and whenever they bring it up, it's everything P3 and above, because they're like, oh, what's that, you know?
I would say it's weird. I think it's not like it's like an unfathomable amount of people are always talking about the new stuff, because like think about it like this: how often do you hear Final Fantasy fans go like, God, I just wish there was another way to play Final Fantasy 1. And it's not even because Final Fantasy has been ported a bajillion times, like it has, but it's one of those things of like, on the modern consoles right now, there is no easy way to play Final Fantasy 1 through 6 on Switch, PlayStation 4, or Xbox.
Right.
And so it's one of those things of like, but no one's being like, oh my god, I can't believe it. It's just one of those things of like, there's a lot of other stuff we could be doing. And I think a lot of it goes back to new stuff is expensive, but new stuff is where the hype is. Whereas when they do eventually announce Persona Origins Collection, they better have a great way to sell that, because that will be really easy to just be like that's all, and then everyone forgets.
Oh, yeah.
Last but not least, we got Jack Frost Yellow. Says, I don't want Atlus to just port P4G to consoles. I want other games too, but I think they are just going to port it as it is bundled with P4AU as consoles. Again, everybody, I love that you all think this is happening. I love the collective, like, hive mind. Like, listen, wake up, sheeple. It's not happening. Hold me against it. Everybody right now, and go tweet.
So if it happens, what happens?
If it happens, I'll tell you what. I'll say this right now with confidence. If Persona 4 Golden gets announced as coming to consoles as a bundle with Ultimax this month, I will give away 14 copies.
Oh, you better do that then.
Like, I was gonna say 40, but that's outlandish.
Yeah.
So it's like it's just, like, will both games come to consoles at one point this year? Yes. Will it be this month? No. Well, are they bundling them together? No. It's not happening. Like, there's no. You have a higher chance of Sonic revealing Philemon's nutsacks on stream as a VTuber model than anything else happening with P4G.
Hey guys, Atlus West's official VTuber model. Everybody would be pissed.
And then he just dies.
He just dies.
Melissa, did you know this has been almost 2 hours of predictions and scallywagging?
Yes, it's been memeing and scallywagging and...
Oh my god.
Oh boy.
Look, dude, my throat hurts. Why does my throat hurt?
Is this like one of the longest podcasts in a while, or are you done like 3-hour podcasts?
Not literally. Last Monday, I did a town hall for strikers. That was almost 4 hours.
Oh my god. Like, how?
I like this series a lot, Melissa. I just really like it. Oh, sorry, I forgot. I simp for this series too hard.
I'm the
SpongeBob eating the snail food by Silverstein. Yummy snail food, Atlus. Give me more poo-poo, please.
Ooh, yummy. More Persona 5 spin-off. Mind if I do eat that? Yum, yum. No matter where you are, no matter what Persona spin-offs come off, Spencer will be there to buy it. You mark my words, he will be there. Day one.
Guys, just please don't ratio me. I'm a very sensitive Twitter user. I just don't think I have it in me.
You're not verified yet.
Oh my god. Well, with that, we should end this, because I gotta edit this. I gotta platinum Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep if it's the last fucking thing I do. I gotta play. I gotta go back to Elden Ring. I got Elden Ring waiting for me.
Elden Ring.
Maybe you should focus. Elden Ring, though.
Maybe someday.
Is it because you hate Gur?
Who's Gur?
Your favorite character of all time in media, Gur.
You mean from Invader Zim?
No, you hot topic baby. George R.R. Martin. Gur.
Oh. I didn't know that.
Do you think anyone has done fan art of George R.R. Martin with Gur? I'm gonna look this up. J.R.R.R. with Gur. And then I'll put Invader Zim. I really hope someone's drawn these two together. If not, that's a gold mine.
If they have, please show me.
That not a thing.
Not a thing? Well, then you're gonna have to do it now. You're gonna have to commission somebody pronto.
Oh, but yeah, Melissa, where can people find you when you're not slinging feet pics on OnlyFans?
Slinging Pete pics on OnlyFans?
Pete pics?
Pete pics! I don't do anything like that. Yeah, you can find me on Fatal Flare on Twitter. I'll spell it out for you just in case. Please edit this. Sorry. I'm having a brain fart.
Like this show does not have editing already?
Alright, so it's FATALEFLARE. And then it's the same thing, Fatal Flare, on Instagram. And I also stream a couple times a week Fatal Flare games on Twitch. Please follow. Trying to get 50 followers. Thank you. This is no sponsorships. We're just going for what we can.
Streamer question for you.
Streamer question.
I'm trying to think of how to phrase this. Why Twitch as opposed to other streaming platforms?
I don't know. I just feel like it's easy because, like, I have a streaming box, like a little capture card, and I have OBS. And I mean, I've never really tried to do it on YouTube or anything like that.
I was thinking Justin TV or YouTube.
Justin TV. I don't know really
Can we do it on... About. Oh my god, dude, we need to get you into TikTok streaming. Did you know people just hold their phone in front of their computer screen and that's how they stream them playing games?
That's so horrible. I'm not on TikTok, just so you know. Like, I actively avoid TikTok. Like, if I see a TikTok on YouTube or Facebook, I'll watch it, but I'm not going to watch TikTok on TikTok because I don't like TikTok. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, everybody, thank you for sitting through another 2-hour masterclass of podcasts. You can tell why we're the only Atlus Persona SMT podcast that's still going on because... Let's be honest. Who else would have the mental gymnastics to do this for 10 years?
How many years have we been doing this? Almost 10 years?
The 10-year anniversary.
Oh my gosh, we got to do a 10-year anniversary podcast.
I'll have to do a 10-year anniversary reunion where... I'll spoil it for everybody now, just because I don't think it'll actually happen. On the 10th anniversary, I'll get you, Melissa... That's you.
I am Melissa.
I'll get Melissa twice. I'll get Will, and I'll get Lauren... And we'll just have a normal episode and not even talk about it. But the catch is we'll call it the Persona Podcast Episode 11.
I think it can be done as long as you give them enough notice.
That's true.
Let's do it.
No, we'll do it in person. That's where we'll have the. That's the
goal.
We'll
do it in person, you guys.
The Patreon stretch goal. Speaking of Patreon, everybody, look at that smooth segue. Would you like to support this dumpster fire every week? Of course you would, because you make smart financial decisions and don't play Final Fantasy XIV: Realm Reborn online. If you would like to support SMTN as a podcast or just as an entity, maybe as a religious or a charitable figure in your life, you can go to patreon.com/SMTN where you can donate as little as $1 a month or more. You get exclusive access to the podcast. Like, you're going to get this 3 days early. There's exclusive giveaways. Sometimes we've got fictional Pete fics, as Melissa said. It's my fan fics of Pete, specifically only Pete from Kingdom Hearts. That's the only Pete I will talk about.
Wait, not from Goofy Movie or Goof Troop?
No, that's too serious. That gets too real for me.
Oh, okay.
So if you'd like that, the $1 and up tier, that's a great place. If you'd like me to see your name after every episode, you can become an executive producer at the $5 and up tier. Ooh. So if you would like to be an executive producer, you can join this illustrious cast of producers here, such as Jagingus, Cross Renren, Jazzy Jefferson, Kyle. There you go. We're already editing it. Might as well fix it. Every week I have to think about this one. Jazzy Jefferson, not the one from Fresh Prince, but I do like to think it is sometimes. Even though Jazzy Jeff, I hope people know who I'm referring to.
DJ Jazzy Jeff, yeah.
DJ Jazzy Jeff, big SMT fan, so thank you, Jazzy Jefferson. K-Horse, Patrick Dissart, Philip Myers, C-Show, Solaire, Cameron Sharp, Goracero, and Robert Dogman Magdalis. Thank you all so much for being super awesome, illustrious, and maybe Fresh Prince of Bel-Air characters and supporting the podcast. Every little bit helps. If you guys remember, we're like $27 away from a really big, dumb video goal I would like to do at some point. And if you would like to help fund the madness that is me doing video work, you can go to
video
Patreon.
Work, huh?
I know.
What are you gonna try and do for your first project?
I've done other projects before, but this one will actually take money because it's a big dumb video. I have a series where I review and I rank and I basically break down every piece of Atlus DLC in a game.
Yeah.
And I say, what do you buy and what do you skip? I want to do a video that is all in one video.
Right.
Persona 4, 3, and 5 dancing.
Oh. That's gonna be an undertaking.
Exactly. But I already have all the DLC for 4, and I just need help with 5. So, and like that's one of like the least talked about like things in those games. Well, that and the fact that it's in VR. Do you remember Persona 5 and 3 Dancing had VR?
No, that's really weird.
It was very weird because literally you can only do it to look at the character models or go in their room. There was no actual gameplay in VR. Just look at rooms and look at Futaba's armpits. Those are the 2 options.
Alright then.
Well, if you also like Futaba's armpits, you can follow us on Twitter at SMT Network. I am at Torchwood4SP. You can join the Facebook group, go to Discord, check out the YouTube channel, subscribe there. Super close to 6K, so that would be really cool to hit because I'm surprised 6 people at all already subscribed. But yeah, all the links are below. Check it out. Follow us wherever you want to follow us. And thanks for listening. Melissa, thank you for coming on and listening to my throat really just start to actually hurt me at this point now. So I'm going to have a great night.
Thank you for having me.
Melissa, before you leave, I want you to tell me what is the last Pokemon you caught in Pokemon Legends Arceus?
I think it was a Golbat.
I need you to, for our goodbye, I want you to do your best Golbat impression.
Oh God. No. I can't do that.
Okay, then I'll look up what a Golbat sounds like.
I'll do it right now.
Here, I'll do it at the same. I'll do it at the same time with you. So we'll say goodbye, and then we'll actually say it. But I got to hear what it sounds like first.
Yeah.
Let me see here. Thank you, 3-second YouTube clip. Oh God, that's horrible. All right, well, thanks for not having actual, and with no cheaping out. You can't just do the Pokemon anime thing and say Golbat, Golbat.
He goes.
That's what you heard? See,
that's it for the anime. It was like
oh, okay. No, we're going strictly game rules. So like, pixel garbage fest noise.
Here you go. There you go.
All right. Well, goodbye, everybody.
There you go. There's Crash Fire. Bye.
Enjoy your Golbat.
Enjoy your Golbat.